Hello and welcome to the first episode of my sort of brand new show. If you've been following me for some time, you'll know I had a podcast called Elka's on the Island with The Navigator, VIU's student press. Unfortunately, my time at VIU has come to an end, but my love of podcasting hasn't. That's why I've decided to keep going under a slightly new name. I do have to credit my sweetheart for the name suggestion. It's a good one, although technically I'm not on air. This isn't live, but it has a ring to it. So yeah, thank you, bae. A couple months ago on Elka's on the Island, I interviewed the person behind Spottedviu, an Instagram account run by an anonymous VIU student. The account posted screenshots of messages sent to the account by other students, and those messages consisted of rants, raves, confessions, and anything else to do with campus life. But no one knows who was behind the account, and many speculated. In that interview, I hired my boyfriend to be the voice actor for who I called admin, as they chose to remain anonymous the entire time. But admin recently reached out to me hoping to reveal their identity as they're graduating this year and leaving the account in other people's hands. And what better place to do it than on the pilot episode of Elka's On Air. Here's that interview.
The last time we had an interview, I told you guys that I'll be graduating, and I reckon like the last day of classes in April. So I really like my graduation ceremony is in June, but my last day of classes is going to be in April. So after April, like I have no business coming back here. So like yeah, the state of the page right now is successfully hired 2 new admins. Yeah, I got 2 admins. One is a second. They're both second years actually. So they got like 2 years more to be at VIU. So they'll be here for a while. They're gonna be here longer than I did. I was just here for a year. This page started April 1st. 2025, and my last day is going to be April 1st, 2026. It's 1 year, so like they're going to do way more than me, and I'm really confident about them because it was not an easy pick. You get what I mean? It wasn't an easy pick because I had a lot of interviews, but they just kind of like just turned out to be things I was looking for. So yeah, and the state of the page right now, it's in their hands. As from today, April 1st, which is the day this interview is going to be airing, I would not have anything to do with the page anymore.
What was it like running the page for just about a year for you?
Honestly, like it was a lot. I'm like, how do I even put this? Like, it's been mind blowing. You get what I mean? Because like the discipline I've had, not to talk about other people, it's been words. Like I always knew I was disciplined, but I never thought I was this disciplined. I can't even lie to you. Like there are a lot of people that care about that. Oh, we're talking about the page and that, but I'm just kind of I can't talk about it with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to stay away from like conversations that's gonna make me say things that I don't want to say. So like it's been very, very difficult for me in the last 1 year to actually act very naive when they're talking about Spottedviu, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know the page, yeah. You get like I can't say more than that because I don't want to say beyond what I'm not supposed to say. It's been bittersweet. Let me just say it that way. It's been good knowing the fact like I'm involved in something that is putting a smile on people's faces. I believe it does, honestly, because I've had a lot of messages from people showing appreciation of what the page is and what it does. And at the same time, the fact that I'm able to like put myself together, not to share that, yay, I'm the one who run this page. I kept it to myself. I never told anybody. Okay, actually, I told my therapist recently. I told her, but
Who?
she's never. I told my therapist about it.
Your therapist. Okay,
Yes, I did
well,
because it was bothering me. I was like, I have to
really?
talk about this. I'm losing my mind. Honestly, I want to talk about it. I told my therapist about it, and she was like, "I'm very proud of you." That was what she said, and that
Aw.
was pretty good. Honestly, like, yeah, it was a good feeling to actually talk about it for the first time.
Yeah, no, and I mean that's what therapists are for, right? You kind of can tell them stuff that nobody else knows.
Yeah, and it's like it's a VIU therapist, so like, yeah.
Oh,
So, but she's very naive. She doesn't know about it. She's like, obviously, she doesn't know about the page because she's not a student. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't think she's gonna say anything at that time. I trust her a lot. I tell her everything, so she knows. Like, yeah,
Yeah, no, I see the VIU counselors. They seem pretty trustworthy. So I feel like the last time we chatted was last year, and I feel like since then the page has kind of it's grown, it's steadily growing, it's changing a bit. Um, how about let's just look back. What are some of the most like memorable moments or submissions that stood out? You know, you're getting love confessions. There was a whole saga about an orange Corvette, like so much stuff happening. Tell me what are some standout moments?
Honestly, it's been madness, honestly, like talking about a COVID guy.
Oh
It's
my God.
it's like I remember the day he got told, like I got
No,
like 20 25 messages and I couldn't post everything
no.
to get like it was overwhelming. I was like, what is going on? I was like, bloody hell, getting all messages. Like I'm looking, oh no, the space of 30 minutes, I had like over 20 messages. And I'm like, God, it's a shit show today. To get it. Like it was kind of like, when a villain gets killed,
Yeah.
that was the reaction. He got told, like exclamation marks and stuff. I'm like, dude, are you guys actually serious right now? Like you guys are actually celebrating the man's getting caught told. And like it was
Yeah.
very, very I don't celebrate downfalls, but I kind of get it because like it was kind of like to an extent, I personally had personal experiences with him. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like I had personal experiences with him. Like there was a post I made and I captioned it. There was a day I was in the library. It's like
mm,
4 p.m. ish in the evening. This guy drove around the parking lot for no reason. The
mm,
car was loud. It was loud, proper loud. The car was so loud.
mm,
And literally, I was like, that was the point where I was kind of like, we're not going to post about this guy anymore. And someone sent a message like, hey, like, cover guy doing this around the library. I was like, yep, yep. I'm glad you said that. Then
mm,
I kind of poured my heart out, honestly, in the caption. I was like, dude, this is not cool, honestly. I
mm,
personally have experienced this today. So I'm not even like speaking from the perspective of what people said. I saw this firsthand. I don't think anybody's got anything against him, but it's just annoying to an extent because it's a school, yeah? It's a school, so you can't be, we don't want noise. We don't want, especially around the library
mm.
area, we don't want noise. So, like, I don't know. I hope I hope he gets his car back, but yeah, that was the situation. It was kind of like funny, but not really funny at the same time.
Yeah. Any other moments come to mind?
We've had a lot. Honestly, I'm just trying to think right now, the ones that have been recurring. There was a time we had this, we used to get, there was this series of this, education girl, kind of like I reckon it was a blonde education girl or something like that. We
Mm.
have this person send this, name it, all the nasty things you can imagine, feet
Oh,
this.
the foot
Uh,
stuff.
do you remember
I remember.
I'm pretty sure I've seen you comment under the post before. One of the posts, I've seen you say something, and it's like people are like, "Oh my God, that is so gnarly!" Like, that is really, really disgusting. But that's another one. But that's kind of like that kind of ended a while ago. But yeah, we get a lot of like cafeteria food. Like we want this kind of food back. We want the pasta back, and about the cafeteria food not being great and it's being expensive. The whole cafeteria saga. That's another thing. People making noise in the library, like like, dude, the two girls gossiping about this person making this phone call in the library in the common area. There are people gossiping or talking in the quiet area. We get this kind of messages. So the
Mm.
library is another one. I don't think like, and obviously like we get like the regular once in a while, like, hey, to the cute girl, to the cute guy, are you single? Like that kind of stuff. So I mean, lately we've been getting a lot of culinary messages, like the culinary students, like, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like the confession or like the misconnection ones kind of were more common at the beginning, right? Like, oh, I wanted to say hi to this person in my class. And that's mostly
Yeah.
what you and I talked about last interview, but yeah, all these things you're listing, that's a lot of I feel like the content has broadened. How do you moderate what goes up? How do you navigate that? I read a comment someone had said, this Corvette stuff is borderline cyberbullying. So how do you decide what to post and why?
Honestly, like I don't like at some point. That was the reason why I said I took a step back. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't actually post this guy anymore because kind of I started to feel bad. Not gonna lie,
Mm,
I never saw it as bullying, but I was starting to see it as like, I don't know. I can't tell the intentions of people sending these messages. If they're just jealous or they're genuinely upset about whatever it is. So
mm,
I decided like we're not gonna post about this man's anymore.
mm,
But from my standpoint, I looked at it from the perspective of the messages we're getting. There was no curse words. And if you've seen the post, any sort of messages at all that anyone is cussing, I always blow it out
mm,
because like it's not. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying, like our rules is we don't post things like that.
mm,
Yeah. So
mm,
like I if you check all the Corvette guy posts, I don't see what exactly can be pointed to bullying.
Mm,
Like it's pretty much like, hey, this guy was running over. This guy woke me up with his car at 3 a.m. This is not bullying. This is just like shared experiences of people living in the dorms, talking about like, yeah, this is what I experienced waking up 3 a.m. this morning because this car woke me up. These are the experiences of people. Like most of the posts that you see, like, except maybe we can call like the he got told, maybe I don't know if that's bullying, but that might be mockery. You can call that mockery,
mm,
but I don't really recall any posts because yeah, I go through everything and make sure like yeah, I'm not posting anything to shame anybody.
mm,
Like I did not really see not one day a post that would count as bullying. You could call me out if you ever saw something, but maybe I missed it, but I don't know. I would never have intentionally posted something that could harm anybody emotionally or physically.
You're reading a lot of messages, right? Coming in from people that you know. You know, you talked in the last interview about sometimes people you knew personally would message the account and you have to deal with that. But also a lot of people you haven't met. And then so I'm curious, how has running the page changed how you view the campus community?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like knowing the fact, like after we spoke about me doing this interview, I've been
Mm,
going around campus every day. I see people like who send messages. I see people like who engage with the page. I'm like, damn, this lot are gonna realize who I am very soon. I'm like,
mm,
so yeah, like I've been very, very nervous in the last 1 year about like this reveal or whatever it is, because I work around campus every day. I see people who send messages like it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like these people are gonna like realize when they're like, this is the guy I see walking around campus. Like, I see him in the library. I sit with this guy. He's like right in front of me every time. But that's the beauty of the page. Like if you knew it was me, you would never send a message. But now you do. But it's not gonna matter anymore because I'm not a part of the page anymore. So but
mm.
yeah, like it's really changed my perspective on the way I view the campus, and like I'm really really grateful to be part of what this has turned out to be, and yeah, it's just a great feeling overall.
If you're a little worried or maybe anxious about revealing your identity, what has inspired you to do so in the face of that?
For you to actually move on with your life and actually feel free to a certain level, you've got to let things out,
Yeah,
yeah. And I believe like obviously like at some point where I'm not going to be talking about this page or like running this page, I would have to talk about it with certain people.
yeah.
And I felt to an extent like I don't feel like I owe. I felt like it's only fair for me to actually might as well just because if I'll tell my friends who have been dying to know who the hell is the person running this page, obviously they're gonna go tell other people like, oh, dude, would you believe like it was this person, my friend,
Mm,
who was running this page all along? They're gonna go tell other people, and that's how it's gonna go around. Eventually, everyone's gonna know.
yeah.
So I'm like, might as well just like let them know myself, kill their curiosity and like, yeah, this is who I am. I'm coming clean. And also, because of this, I spoke to the new admins about it, and I'm like, it could serve as a point of accountability for the
Mm,
future admins. Like, look, they're gonna know who you are one day, so you gotta act right, yeah. And
yeah.
that's exactly how I did. So like, that's pretty much where my head's at about all that. But that was kind of like the rationale I had when I decided, like, you know what, actually, yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, and that it rings true to what you said in our last interview in terms of the reason, you have remained anonymous is to eliminate any bias or eliminate any nervousness and just keeping, the page neutral and let the people shine, right? And
Yeah,
you revealing your identity totally reinforces the fact that you're not trying to get away with anything. You're not trying to be devious, right? You're just
yeah,
the role of the page, which I admire, and I thank you for your accountability.
yeah.
You kind of touched on the reason that you're revealing your identity is because, people would find out anyway, maybe through the grapevine. So yeah, might as well take it into your own hands. But I'm curious, was there any moment during the time as the Spottedviu admin that you were worried about someone finding out? Did it slip or anything, or is it truly just your therapist knows?
Honestly, like there was a time where I reckon it was at the gym because I play soccer, and it was a Tuesday. I put in my team, so like I had to step out a little bit because I knew like it was almost 9 p.m. and I had to put some post up. So like I was standing beside a friend of mine, very, 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 like it's kind of muscle memory. Like I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm not really like worried about what's around me because I'm always alone when I do it. So I was standing right beside my friend, and
Oh,
I could see he saw my phone, but he probably didn't think like honestly, he probably wouldn't think like it's the page. He probably just thought I was going through the page.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? When I did, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, bro. And I was looking at him to see if he was gonna say anything. He was looking at me like, why are you staring at me? You know what I'm saying? Like then I was like, okay, yeah, I don't think he saw it. And he never mentioned it, so I reckon he never did. He never saw it. So like, or he never thought about it. But yeah, that was the closest I ever had. You know what I'm saying?
Were you ever like, if I put myself in your shoes, I think about how, were you ever in a situation where people were talking about it and you just felt so
Yes.
tempted to say it's me just to
Yes.
get that recognition?
So I had a best friend. I have
Yeah.
a best friend. I was sitting with her in the library. No, no, I was sitting with her in the cafeteria. She was with her friends, two of them. And the three of them are talking about how, I wonder who the admin is. It might be some girls from nursing because like you see the page follows mostly nursing girls. And I'm like, I was gonna be like, no, what you mean? Like
Oh my God.
honestly, I almost said so because it kind of felt like that's not true. That's not what it is. Because and before I get into the rest of the story, okay, in case a lot of people don't know, I stopped following back a lot of people at some point because
Mm,
I did a little survey across some people like, do you rather us follow you back or not? Because I thought about it, I'm like, why am I following them? Because then and then, not everyone is comfortable with some anonymous person viewing a story and seeing their post. So I'm
right.
like, other people we followed so far, just leave it like that.
Yeah.
And the future ones, we're not going to follow them back. Not because of anything, just because like it's an anonymous page. We don't have to follow you back. Because what that would mean is I would see all the posts or whatever you post or whatever you're doing on your social when I'm operating through the page. So that's when I stopped following them. So I don't know how coincidental it was for if majority of the people we follow on the page is if they are nursing students, but it was never intentional. It's not because everyone we follow follows us back. So
Mm,
like, and that was like, I stopped following people probably like 2 months into the page, maybe 1 month actually. Because I asked like a couple of people, are you comfortable with me following you? It was like, it's all right, but like kind of like not necessarily. I was like, I might as well not follow them again. So that was
mm,
what it was. But anyways, like I was in a cafeteria with my best friend, and she was with her friends, and they were talking about how the page follows a lot of nursing girls. And I was like, no, like they were like, oh, it's gotta be a nursing girl because they're gonna want to follow one of their own. I'm like, no. In my mind, I'm like, no. But obviously, I didn't say anything. I stay silent because I don't want to like. That's one of those moments where I don't want to say beyond what I should say.
mm.
So I was acting very naive. I was like, oh, interesting. Like, I just didn't say anything because I just didn't feel like lying. Like, honestly, like I didn't want to attest to it or like, not like, what I'm saying? I just kind of like just stayed away from it. And that's the way it's always been for me. And it always kills me every single
That,
time that I cannot address it. Like I cannot like say like, nah, that's not true. That never happened, you know. But yeah, it's crazy, honestly. It's been a crazy experience.
yeah, I commend you. I don't think I could have kept it a secret that long. I like
Yeah.
attention too much.
But yeah, my best friend's gonna be hearing this right now. Yeah, I'm sorry I lied, but yeah, it is what it is. And my friends as well, all my friends who have lied to about this. Yeah, like
For the
I had
greater
to.
good.
I
If
had
they're
to.
your
You
real
get what I
friends,
mean?
they'll
Yeah,
understand.
it's for the better good of everyone. It's not this page would not be what it is if you knew what it was. Definitely not.
Yeah,
So that's the idea of the page is anonymity. That's what it's about.
absolutely. So you said you have hired or you're lined up two more admins to pass the page along
Yeah.
after your departure. How do you hope the page continues?
How do I hope the page continues?
Yeah,
Like honestly, like I'm hoping the page continues and the replication of what I've done in the last 1 year, and hopefully better, honestly. And I'm convinced to a certain level that they are gonna do a good job because like they've been posting steadily for the last since start of the month, March. Like the first, I mean, came on board mid-February, like around Valentine's period. That was when the admin came on board. Then the second one came on board earlier this month. If you look at the page, some people noticed this and they called it out. And I'm like, you guys actually observe everything. Because
wow.
if you see some of the screenshots, they look different than what they used to be.
Whoa, really? Like a different phone or
Yeah,
something?
different phone. That's the reason why, because there are multiple admins now. When I post, it's different.
See it.
When
Yeah.
the other admin posts, it's different. When the other admin posts, it's different. And someone clocked it early on. I was like, in the comment, I was like, dude, why is the font different? I was dying when I saw it. I was like, who is
Oh,
this guy? Like, how do you even catch that on the spot? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they've been actively posting, and honestly, they've been doing most of the work. Like, I feel like, yeah, they understand the whole shit. Like, it's kind of like, nah, we can't post that because of this. We can't post that. We get a lot of messages that we feel it's very disingenuous and it's not real, and we don't post them. And I live it up to them like, guys, what do you think? They were like, no, we can't post this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very, very proud of the progress they made so far. And like I said, I believe they're going to do a fantastic job.
Amazing. Was there anything else you wanted to chat about before I get you to reveal?
I would like to say a big thank you to each and every one of you guys. Now, you remember the last time we had an interview? I told you we were like a couple whatever followers from 1,000.
Yeah.
Do you remember? That was in October 2025.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, we are 1,864 followers.
Wow.
We've added 800 in 4 months.
Wow.
Also, let's not forget, this page got so crazy to the point that I had to make the account private.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because a lot of people who were not going to view you were starting to view the post. And not
right.
because of anything, but I made it private for like a week. Cause you know what happened? Can you guess how many views we got in 30 days from the start of the semester to some point in February?
Oh,
We got 1.2 million views in 30 days
good Lord.
in analytics, 1.2 million views. I was like, yo, bloody hell, what is going on here? Like,
Yeah.
some posts were like 30K, some posts were like 34K. But yeah, that was crazy. But at that point in time, I decided to privatize the page because like we don't want to start sharing our personal messages and things to the wrong audience. So, but yeah, that was that. And yeah, like I said, I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of the 1,864 followers of this page. And yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a pleasure to be a part of this, what Spotted has become, and I'm really grateful that each and every one of you believed in this little vision that we came about. And I wanna tell you all, like, please keep supporting the page because like it makes a lot of people happy. I've gotten a lot of messages from people like telling me like they wait every 9 p.m. every day for the post to go up. And the days we don't have any posts, which rarely happens because we always get messages, they kind of feel like, oh, they didn't post today. But yeah, I'm really grateful to you guys. And I'm grateful to you guys for letting me be a little part of your university experience.
Amazing. Thank you. So, the question we've all been waiting for. Who are you?
My name is Faber Kendrick, and I was a Spottedviu admin.
And there you have it. VIU graduate Favor Kendrick is responsible for running the Instagram account Spottedviu. Honestly, I don't really know if I've met Favor. He has quite a unique name and distinct way of speaking, but I can't remember if we've ever crossed paths. It's ringing some bells, though, so we might have. And if you go to VIU, those bells may be ringing for you, too. Nonetheless, case closed. This has been Elka's On Air, and I'm your host, Elka Sorensen. You can find me on Instagram at ElkaBaySorensen, where I post updates about the show and all the other crap I'm up to. I'll catch you next month with another episode. Until then.